met raad en saam, met lyding en hoop, verdriet en saam staan jy staan. Jy is altyd daar. Dit wat ons doen, ons liefdes, ons vreugdes, ons plekke, ons thuisdes, tot daar waar ons reis, jy is daar. Afrikaans is ons wese, dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Al verander straatname, al word helde laat val, ons is steeds deur ons adem, ons kultuur, ons verhaal, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese, dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Ons is daarmee gebore, die taal waarvoor ons staan, dit vloei deur ons are, ons kinders praat dit saam, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese, dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir my mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense.
Going to my mind's going blank now.
What's happening?
What, I can't remember.
I'm gonna lose track.
My mind's going blank now.
What are you talking
What
about?
the hell's going on here?
Where the hell are we?
My mind's going blank now.
I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here?
My mind's going blank now.
Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night I was on the television. I was on a telephone.
Rapidly rising
And with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's lives reflected in the NHEI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was on the foot in the brigade of seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
My mind's going blank now.
What's happening?
What, I can't remember.
I'm gonna lose track.
My mind's going blank now.
What are you talking about?
What the hell's going on here?
Where the hell are we?
My mind's going blank now.
I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here?
My mind's going blank now.
Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that the political coverage of the I want to thank and recognize Dr. John King song. King Death song.
I can't get this to function at all.
My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm lose track. My mind's going blank now.
What are you talking about?
What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. No idea. No idea. No idea.
Hey folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports, the Sunrise Edition here on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to see you all once again. Busy day already, quite busy this morning, producing things. Hang on a second here. Hang on a second. Just a second. Had to fix something. Anyway, welcome back. So who we got here in the chat? Val Cooper's here. Eric is here. Andre Lowe. Garrett Gillich. Con Engman. Chris Sten. Charmaine is here. Ray Max, welcome back. Wow, some face we haven't seen in a while. So, yeah, breaking news out of South Africa, where News 24 and now the Independent Online, the toilet paper of record, are announcing that the former public protector and a member of the Economic Freedom Fighters in Parliament, Busisiwe Mkhwebane, has resigned from the EFF. This comes shortly after her racially charged, insensitive comments about Indian South Africans. And one wonders, is that the reason? Or is it simply because she, as a member of the EFF, got to use the EFF to pay for her legal bills? Someone suggested that to me. I won't say who. But yeah, maybe she just used the EFF so they could pay for her legal bills. Whatever the case is, she's resigned from Parliament. And good riddance, long overdue. Yeah, with politics, you can never trust the facts on the surface. You have to dig deeper. I saw this broadcast by accident. Alan, well, I'm glad you're here. Well, you'll see by accident because YouTube won't promote it. Listen, the video that I did over on the other channel that kind of died off, but it's still going, has almost 80,000 views now. That's the one on Trump. I'll be producing a video later today after I return, if there's time after I return from the War College for consulting. I'll be producing a video about Donald Trump being a threat to democracy. So stay tuned for that one. Ching, ching, gone. Yes. She's gone. Anyway. Good afternoon, everyone. Had to unsub and resub to get in. Well, that's unbelievable. No, it's just not you, Charmaine. It's me. That's who YouTube is against. They're just evil bastardi. Bastardi, as we say in Italian. Well, former public protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane, which coincidentally is the name of one of my viewers, at least a former viewer, a lovely young lady whom I linked up with while in Durban a couple of years ago. She happened to catch my broadcast because I was live streaming from the Comrades. She's like, oh, the Colonel's here. And she'd been busy at university, so I hadn't been watching my channel for a while, and I haven't heard from her since then. But that was quite an exciting event to link up with her. Anyway, her namesake is the former public protector, now a former member of Parliament. She's out. And here's the interesting thing. She's not left Parliament because of a party investigation by the EFF into her racist comments. Nope. She has not left Parliament because of an investigation by Parliament into ethics violations or criminal violations while as a member of Parliament. Nope, no investigation there. She's not left because of the captured South African Human Rights Commission investigating her for racially charged comments. No, that didn't happen either. She's left Parliament to be with her family. Is it because she's milked the EFF for the legal fees? Someone told me that. It's pretty good. Good morning, Mr. Punisher. Yeah, YouTube is against both of us. Comments throughout an error code. That's interesting. I've never seen that, Charmaine. That's fascinating. Try it on a different device and see what happens. See if it happens. Then you know they really got you. Anyway, let's take a look at the news here. Former public protector, I want to say prosecutor, but protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane quits the EFF. Now that her legal bills are all paid for by the EFF. They say she went to Twitter, but I went to Twitter. I couldn't find the post. She says, today I'm saying goodbye to you, fighters. After careful consideration and talking to my family, they advised and I felt I needed to go away, spend time with them, rest, and continue to fight for the vulnerable where possible. Yeah, you mean fight for the pigs at the trough. She joined the EFF just a year ago after she was impeached for her incompetence. What? What are you talking about? My headline? I changed it to drone. YouTube must have changed my frickin' thing back. This doesn't make any sense. It says drone. I changed it to drone. By Biden-Harris regime allows drone swarms. What are you talking about, man? There's no drones on there. It doesn't. What are you talking about? There's no drowns on there. Hang on a second. What are you talking about, Garrett? What are you smoking? Okay, let me interrupt what I'm doing here to see what he's talking about. Okay. Let me just check. Maybe the banner he's talking about. No, that says drone swarms. Okay. Next one says, that says drone swarms. What are you talking about, man? There's no drowns. Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from? There's no such. There's not. That's not the case. Okay. I fixed it. I fixed it a long time ago. I saw it because you mentioned it. Thank you for that. You're not the only one. I couldn't see the screen. It's, if I don't put these damn things on, sometimes now I can't see, especially after a long day. So I didn't put my reading glasses on last night, and it auto-corrected, and I didn't see it auto-correct. I put drones and it put drowns. So, I don't even know why it doesn't even fit in the sentence grammatically. But it is corrected now, and both of the videos, in case you have noticed, folks, have banners for them now. I recorded that video last night in my front lawn. Thank you, Garrett. I read it in the headline. Okay, Garrett, are you listening? When did you read the headline? Right now or last night? I've changed it. It's not in the headline. Biden-Harris regime allows drone swarms to spy. It says drone. It says drone. On both channels. So, okay. Garrett, have you hit the wine? Yes, what, brother? Yes, what? My side says drone. Okay. Now you're caught up. Okay, you're caught up. Yes, it says drone. I guess we just spent a minute on that. Thank you all. I appreciate when people tell me that I've got an error or made a mistake on one of my headings or the title or the links are bad. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. I don't mean to downplay it. I'm just saying that you got to keep up with current events. When I say I've fixed it, then you need to go back and look and see if we're still on the same sheet of music. This morning, I did that last night. I was exhausted. I was knackered. I tried to watch Arrow last night, and I dozed off during 2 or 3 episodes, and I just finally hit the rack, and then woke up at about 4 o'clock this morning, and then got started working. So, yeah. John Jarvis says, as always, I get a notification from YouTube, as I do with all my subscribed channels. Not sure what some of your subscribers. Well, John Jarvis, you must be the luckiest man on the planet. I'm subscribed to over 2,000 YouTube channels, and I get notifications for virtually none of them. Virtually none of them. On my Up Next feed, only a handful of them actually show up on my next feed. Ronaldo's will show up, a couple other channels, and that's it. And I don't frequent 2,000 channels, but I do frequent at least 24 channels. I get no notifications whatsoever from Morning Shot ever. Never get any. So you must be the luckiest YouTube user on the planet. I have multiple YouTube accounts linked to different email addresses, and I get no notifications on any of them. So, I don't know what to say, man. You're lucky. I'm glad you get my notifications. Good to see you here, John. But you seem to be implying that it's like a phantom thing by viewers. It's not a phantom thing. It's reality. People cannot get stuff. People get unsubscribed. I mean, we saw it. I was out walking a couple years ago after they started censoring my channel. I was out walking in the morning or the afternoon after I'd done I was live streaming on my phone as I was walking, and Hendo was there. And Hendo sent me a message and said, hey, I got unsubscribed. And then we went live, and I was talking. I said, yeah, Hendo got unsubscribed. Hendo popped on. He said, I just got unsubscribed again. And then he got unsubscribed the third time in the same day. He was unsubscribed from the channel. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, Charmaine says the ones I watch a lot get notifications. That is how it's kind of supposed to go. YouTube used to notify you everything, but that's simply impossible. That would be trillions of messages to send out to people with hundreds of millions of content creators. But they modified that and stopped sending emails. And then if you have the app open and you have notifications turned on, you're supposed to be notified when things go on. So let me turn on my YouTube app and see if I get notified of anything right now, okay? So here's my mobile, okay? All right, let me go into YouTube and see what notifications I get. Okay, well, there's my broadcast. I don't want that. So, all right, here we go. So go home. And let's see, I need the glasses now. Okay, I have some notifications here. 9 notifications. Okay, Salty Cracker, GB News, Great Britain News, and The Real Network, Citizen Concern, okay, Vainant Dutoy, and that's it. All the rest of these notifications are videos I've posted or comments on my videos. There's Briefmarke from a few days ago. So I get notified for some of them, but I have subscriptions to all my channels through different accounts, and not a single notification for any of my videos shows up here from my other accounts. And when I switch accounts, it'd be the same thing. In fact, let me switch accounts right now and take a look. Yeah, so that's where you're supposed to get notifications in the app. They won't send you other places. Although in my old account that's restored now, I do get occasionally email notifications about things. It's kind of weird. By the way, that account's still growing. It's 21,119. We are just, according to YouTube, they said my highest peak was 21,292 subscribers. So I'm less than 200 subscribers away from being larger on the old channel than it ever was before. All because of that one video. That's just crazy. That video, by the way, has made over $300 in... Over $300 in average. Sorry, I'm just trying to look. Where's the content at? Let me see how many views. This is 79,000, but it's actually 80,100 views. 80,100 views. 10% impression click-through rate. That's pretty high. Yeah, 80,000 views on that video. And it's a video where I asked a question. I said, "Why is nobody reporting on this? Is it real?" And a lot of people, some people attack me for claiming it's fake news. That's not fake news. I'm saying I put fake news out there. No, I just asked a question. Yeah. Anyway, well, there you go. So just share it on X now, says Hendo. There's Hendo. Got some rain in the Val. Okay. Yeah, I know, Garrett. You were one of the first to read it. That's why. Thank you for being one of the first to read it or watch it. Yeah, so what did you guys think of that video? The video that I did about my drone and how I have to register my drone, but Chinese spies can fly armies, air forces full of drones, dozens of drones, some traveling 100 miles per hour over Langley Air Force Base, where F-22 Raptors, restricted airspace. And then there's Fort Monroe nearby. I don't even know if that's still open. It was an Army base. And then just below that is Norfolk. So, you know, our carriers are down there, everything under the sun. One of the most incredibly military sensitive airspaces in the United States, around the world. And it is invaded by 17 days of drones. Do they not have shotguns? Do they not have air defense? Do they not put jets up? I mean, how does this corrupt administration allow and then the freaking Chinese spy balloon? There's no question that the Biden-Harris regime is in cahoots with the Chinese communists to undermine this country. Why else would they watch a spy balloon come across the Pacific, float across the United States borders while they follow it, over our nuclear missile sites in the Dakotas, down through where Transcom is located in St. Louis and other military installations, off at Air Force Base, the home of Strategic Command. They float across all that. And it wasn't until they were in the Atlantic that they shot them down, using some lame excuse, well, we can't just shoot it down. Well, of course you can. Of course you can. If Russian MiG fighters fly in our airspace to attack us, you shoot them down. If Russian Bear bombers are in our airspace to drop nuclear weapons, you shoot them down. You don't just, well, let's wait. We don't want to hit anybody on the ground. We don't want to hit anybody on the ground. Are you high? Are you high? Unbelievable. We don't want to hit anybody on the ground. Are you high? This doesn't sound high. Good. Unbelievable. We don't want to hit anybody on the... Okay, that might be just my weird nasally voice. Let me see if the sound is good. Unbelievable. We don't want to hit anybody on the... Okay, that might be just my weird nasally voice. Let me see if this... Okay, it sounds good. Okay. Wow. Why is BB in trouble? Spiker Hunt says BB's in trouble. Why is BB Netanyahu in trouble? You need to press the bell button to be notified by the channel. Found the only ones I watch a lot. Yeah. Too many officials droning on about security but not pursuing secure protocols. Yep. Sound is 5x5. Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Just double checking. It was that nasally voice I was using. It was bad time to check it. Anyway, yeah, so unbelievable. So last night I waited for that story to develop. I'm like, seriously? That's got to be some, like, you know, National Enquirer news that drones, and I thought it was a drone, you know, like mine, you know, over at airbase. Oh, we found a drone. No, it was dozens of drones in a coordinated flight strike pattern. And it wasn't one time, it was for 17 days. And they weren't there for a minute, they were there for a duration. Who knows how they interrupted our flight and interfered with pilots' training. Unbelievable, folks. BB has overplayed his war hand now. Even Ehud said he's a Masonic maniac. Are you saying Ehud has said that he's a Masonic maniac? What are you talking about, Spiker Owen? What are you talking about? I don't understand anything you're saying there. Anyway. All right. Yeah, no, drones. When I came back to the States, I had a drone. I purchased it. It was I bought a gift for myself for graduating from the war college, and a drone seemed appropriate. It was kind of cool. I was going to use it for video and also for, aerial mapping in Africa and things like that. Came back to the States, and within a year, the Federal Aviation Administration implemented rules saying that we must register our drones. It was free. I said, don't worry, it's free. Just as precaution, just so that we know if where they land, somewhere someone can pick it up and go, haha, we know who it is. And, you can get in trouble if you fly over restricted airspace. Then when it was time to renew it, I think it was 5 years, there was a charge. It wasn't free anymore. So I gave them the middle finger, and my drone is unregistered, but it's not flying. Just sits in the closet. I refuse to fly it. I'm not going to play this game with these criminals. I mean, they allow Chinese spies to fly drones over a military basis, and I can't fly my drone unless it's registered. Screw you. All right, let's get back to the story here. All right, Busisiwe Mkhwebane. We already covered that. Oh, it's 100 days of the government of national unity. Everybody see that? That's a video I need to make too this afternoon if I have time. It's going to be hard pressed for time because I'm a radio show. I'm doing consulting all day. So I'm leaving for consulting here in about an hour. But 100 days of the government of national unity. Big celebration by the ANC at Lutuli House last night, except it wasn't a celebration. It was a lecture by Cyril Ramaphosa trying to convince unconvinced cadres that the GNU is a good thing, that the ANC is really in charge. But Kanata Hunter writes an excellent op-ed in News 24 today, one of the best things I've seen in News 24 in some time, in which she questions who is going to destroy the ANC first, Fikile Mbalula or Panyaza Lesufi. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But lovely picture. Here you go. Check out this multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-party grand coalition. Yeah, there's Gayton McKenzie in the front with a big smile on his face. Is that the Al Jamal leader sitting next to him? And then there's Peter Groenewald. And I don't see where John Steenhuisen is under the zero, the second zero. And there's Tani Pat. And then, of course, then we've got Bantu Holomisa there, also sitting in the front row. So there you go. The government of national unity. Leon Schreiber in the back row on the left-hand side. Yeah, so they're celebrating 100 days, except it's not 100 days. It's, it is 100 days, but the ANC, nobody was there. No other parties were present. So how can they celebrate it with nobody else there? Exactly, Charmaine. It was only ANC members. How is it a 100-day celebration of the government of national unity when there's no one but the ANC there? I'll probably do a minute short on that one before I go to work and say, I'm just a little curious what's going on here. Celebrating 100 days, and the only people there are ANC. I haven't had time. I'm just so busy, tired. Anyway, what is Spiker? Dude, what are you drinking, man? Somebody take away his bonfire. It's a little too much. Okay, so Gayton McKenzie sticks his big nose and his belly into something he needs to keep his business out of. South African Rugby Union is none of his damn business. This is why countries shouldn't have a sports minister. This is ridiculous. So, Sports Minister Gayton McKenzie calls for postponement of South African rugby equity deal, and he gives no reason for it. 7 of the 14 member unions have opposed the deal, urging postponement of the meeting to avoid public spectacle to ensure the interests of South African rugby and its members are protected. Okay, but he sticks his nose in there. The special general meeting between SARO and its 14 provincial unions will determine whether the group, the ASG, will be allowed to acquire a 20% stake for $75 million. $75 million. So that means that they're valuing the Springboks at nearly $500 million. A franchise that is nearly bankrupt. Interesting to see that. I think they should be grateful that someone's willing to be foolish enough to pay $75 million for a 20% equity stake. But Gayton McKenzie's got to stick his nose in it. And I'm wondering, so what's his reasons for sticking his nose in? It says, in the open letter, dear President Alexander, I trust you and your team are well. Blah, 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 blah. Let me start by thanking you. Blah, blah, blah. I also appreciate your assurances that this deal, in effect, is not the sale of an important South African sporting asset to American owners, ultimately robbing the country of a say in a uniquely South African brand, the Springboks. What's his problem with Americans owning it? Hey, Gayton McKenzie, what's your problem with Americans being involved? They're not even Americans. The guy's a South African. Why do they keep saying Americans? He's a South African, the guy in America who wants a 20% equity stake. Give me a break. Anyway. Or am I confusing that with the Sharks? Maybe I'm confusing it with the Sharks. Anyway. He says, that being said, it's always important the levels of consultation information. I would therefore like to humbly request tomorrow's scheduled meeting. For what? For what? Why are you delaying it? What is going on? This is a topic that's been known about a long time. Have the meeting. If 8 of the 14 unions oppose it, then it won't go through. If 7 are in favor of it, then it goes through. So get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. Stop sticking your nose into private sports business. This is a private entity. The sports minister has no role in it. Stop being turds. John Jarvis says, just check my 3 YouTube channels. I received every notification from yourself or Ronaldo. Yay, John. Congratulations. I get Ronaldo's notifications too, but I don't get Morning Shot. Been subscribed to Morning Shot for a long time. And I've unsubscribed and resubscribed, and I've tried on multiple channels. I just don't get them. But thank you for checking it out. I only get notifications live streams. Okay. Paula said, just watch your Busisiwe video. She announced her resignation on Mpofu Walsh. It's Welsh. No, it's Walsh. Well, that's great, but News 24 said she announced it on her Twitter account, which she didn't. And they quoted a letter. So where did they get the letter from? I don't know. That's just odd. Odd. And I'll show you that. Anyway, there's a really cool Twitter account that somebody set up. This is brilliant on their part. I wish I could do this, but I'm not there. And I suppose I could do it if I just looked at Google Earth. But Josie versus Josie. For those who don't know about it, you should check it out on Twitter. This is an account that came about 2 weeks ago. It has 19,000 subscribers. My Twitter account's been around since 2006, and I've got 1,900 subscribers. I got 10 times as many in 2 weeks as what I've gathered in 20 years. But Josie versus Josie, News 24 chose to report on it today. I saw it a few days ago and already subscribed, but it's been around for 2 weeks, showing you the collapse of Johannesburg. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this poverty is not because of apartheid. This poverty is not because of white supremacy. This apartheid is not because of white monopoly capital. This collapse is in a decade. This is because of incompetence, corruption, and guess who's part of that? Herman Mashaba. Yep. Oh, it's Ronaldo. Are you moaning about the microphone? We already checked the microphone. Nobody had a problem with it. Are you moaning about the microphone? Well, that sounds bad. He's right. Let's see how it sounds now. Get that deep bass. Some Barry White. Let's see how it sounds now. Get that deep bass. Barry White. Time for some Barry White. Oh, Ronaldo likes it better. Hey, Ronaldo, how's it going, man? All right, thanks for that. Yeah, that's crappy sound. I don't know why it sounds like that. All right, so the Josie versus Josie thing, this is just well done. It's not apartheid. It's not white monopoly capital. It's not white supremacy. It's not white people. Maybe some white people are trashy like the people did this, but this is because of inept, corrupt governance of Johannesburg in a decade. This isn't from 1994. This isn't from 2004. This isn't from 2014. This is the degradation and decline of this city in 10 years under the leadership of corrupt politicians. Josie versus Josie, a brilliant Twitter site using Google Earth. Check it out. All right. Significant decline in infrastructure over the past decade with issues like non-functional streetlights, potholes, and traffic lights. The Josie versus Jersey Twitter page, started by a concerned resident, documents the decline, aiming to bring attention to the city's state of decay. Just like Dirtbin. The founder of the page believes Joburg's issues have escalated beyond local governance and require national intervention. No, you need legitimate politicians. Well, check this out. Let's see if I can make that larger. So, okay, hang on a second. There you go. So that's the same spot. Probably hard to see that. Let me zoom it up a little bit here. Probably hard to see it. So that is the exact same spot in Johannesburg. Whoops. Whoa. Hang on. Sorry, hang on. We got a little carried away there. There we go. All right. That is the same spot in 2010. And 14 years later, the same road. Look at that decline. Just people just make trails there and ruin the properties. So that's South Africa Drive. Now, here's a corner in 2010. And look at it in 2023. The robot is non-functional. There are rocks there. It's becoming the Highveld again. You can't even see the street corner. This is the exact same spot. Exact same spot. 13 years later. Okay, that's only 2 that are going to show up there. So we have to go down. Here you go. Look at this. 2009. Look at 2022. The roads were functional in 2009. 2022. Caroline Street. Here's Claim Street in Hillbrow. In 2010, ladies and gentlemen, that's 16 years after the official change of government, 18 years after the end of apartheid. Look how it was still functioning in 2010. Look at it in 2023. The robots are just stolen. They're not even there anymore. This is so Africanized. Yeah, decolonization at work, exactly. 2009 to 2022. Look at that. Insane. So that's that one. Okay. Here, look at this. This is a house on St. George's Road in 2009. Look at it, 2023. A freaking pigsty. A freaking pigsty. Here's Queen's Park in Mayfair in 2009. Clean. 2023. Not maintained. Rubbish everywhere. So who are the mayors during this time? Who are the mayors? Well, let's talk about it. Parks Tau, Herman Mashaba, August 2016, November 2019. Then we've got also Mpo Palazze, DA. Herman Mashaba, DA. Dada Marrero, Cabello Guamanda, and Dada Marrero. These people are the ones who have destroyed Johannesburg. Speaking of the photographs tweeted by the Josie versus Josie account, Duprier said, "We can't deny that there's been degradation, but this doesn't paint a true reflection of the city. We can do the same with other streets and show the reverse." No, you can't. The city is a shithole. It's a shithole. I've been to Joburg. 2009, this is Kerk Street in Joburg. Look at it in 2023. It's an absolute pigsty. This is Primrose Terrace, which wasn't particularly clean in Berea in 2013. You can see rubbish over there by that wall. But look at it in 2023. The entire thing is just a landfill. It's a pigsty. Absolute pigsty. Here we go. Check out this one. This is really, this is Kensington in Joburg. The sidewalk is gone. Completely gone. And filled with rubbish and potholes. Now check this out. All the bricks are gone. They're all stolen. And the embankment is collapsing there. Look at that. 2009, 2023. This is Johannesburg. Thank you, ANC. Thank you, DA. They're piss poor governance as South Africa collapses around everybody. That's an incredible account. And here it is. If you're looking for it, Josie versus Jersey. That's what it looks like. Josie versus Josie. An ode to a Joburg we once knew and hope to meet again further down the road. Well, you're not going to meet again. Yeah, because it's disgusting. 29th. Oh, Dogbreaker's on there. Okay, it's one of my former viewers. I haven't seen Dogbreaker. Comes here occasionally. Yeah, there you go. So, just look at that. Mosley Street. The building is just gone. Anyway, this is just incredible. Just incredible. Well done to the Josie versus Josie account. Thank you for doing that. Pretty incredible. All right. Ah, crap. Crap. It just disappeared. I hit the wrong button. Hang on a second. Where's she at? There it is. Okay, I got it. Whew, got it back. It was quick. Still on the splash page. So, Kanana Hunter asked this question. This is great. This is in News 24. Love this. Lusufi Mbabalula. That's what I'm calling him now. Fikele Mbalula. In a battle to ensure a dying movement is completely dead. And this is so good that I'm going to read this, okay? But I won't let you see the text because that'll bore you to tears. Kanana Hunter says, who killed the ANC? Who shot JR? This is a question that we'll be asked in a decade or so when the ANC's remaining power and goodwill are finally exhausted. Was it the Zuma-era leaders who preside over the blatant plundering of the state? Was it the leadership that followed, paralyzed by indecision and inaction, or was it the younger generation who, when faced with an electoral thrashing, clung to self-interest above all else? It's difficult to say for sure, but all signs indicate that the current crop of leaders seem determined to finish off the party in a way that even the architects of the National Party could only have dreamt of. Yeah, she goes on to talk about once upon a time that real power is in the halls of Luthuli House. Yep, I'm not trying to belittle her op-ed, but it's that part we don't need to hear about. Battle lines are forming. The early signs are clear. Gauteng ANC chairperson Panyaza Lesufi has already been summoned to Luthuli House to explain his antagonism towards the government of national unity. The battle lines are forming in Lesufi on one side, ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula on the other. Words have already been publicly exchanged. This fight, however, is far from ideological. There's no grand ideological debate about being forced into a coalition with erstwhile opponents like the DA and IFP. There's no principle in stand on forming a government when there are no other options. Yep. The reality is of electoral defeat. It's a time to accept it, but opposition to the government of national unity will be used as a proxy for power struggles within the ANC. By the time the party convenes to elect new leaders in December 2027, these battles will be largely irrelevant. That's one of the best paragraphs I've seen written in ages. This is the reality of electoral defeat. It is time to accept it. But opposition to the government of national unity will be used as a proxy for power struggles within the ANC. By the time the party convenes to elect leaders in December 2027, these battles will be largely irrelevant. Spot on. She's got it. By then, there will have been another municipal election in 2026 in which the ANC will likely have failed to urgently clean up its act or to make any meaningful effort to fix local government. By that time, the ANC will have even less power than it holds now, and by then the country will have moved on. So yes, the fight for control of the ANC has begun, but there will be no winners. It's a fight about who will ultimately deliver the final blow to the party. The tragedy is they don't even realize it. Oh yeah, no, 100%. 100%. She's spot on there. Yep. Here we go. The ANC DA action essay Shwana nonsense is now heading to KZN, folks. Yep, as predicted, this chaos continues. Yep, the ANC NEC has given the provincial leaders the green light to remove KwaDukuza Mayor Lindile Nkaka. The ANC, which doesn't have a majority in the council, will need DA support in recalling and replacing Nkaka, but the DA says it's unlikely to support the party after what happened in Shwane. Nkaka is said to be resisting the move and even refusing to hand over state vehicles, which has culminated in ANC councillors preparing a no-confidence motion against their comrade and leader. The ANC wants to replace its mayor through a motion no confidence, but the DA won't support it. You can't make this shit up. The ANC wants to get rid of its own mayor in a municipality, and it needs the DA to vote her out. But the DA isn't playing ball because of what they did to Celia's break. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Chris, I want to cry about Gaza. Look at Joburg. Cyber says, true story. A colleague of mine was selling her house and it was totally stripped. Paying for the repairs took a chunk out of her pension funds. That's a shame. Yeah, it is. It's lawlessness. That's people want me to come to South Africa. Please stop the cackling, says Jono. Why you don't like Kamala Harris? Oh my goodness. One of her reasons for the suspension was that she refused to take party directives. This is the problem, folks. This is why South Africa is not a real democracy. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. They've extended the parliamentary process down to municipal level, and you get the results. Nelson Mandela Bay, Shwane, eThekwini. It goes on and on. You get non-governance, you get chaos. And it all comes down to loyalty to the party and craving political power, self-interest, and self-aggrandizement. That's what it's all about. That's all they care about. That's it, folks. It's not about you, the citizen, you, the resident, you, the taxpayer, you, the ratepayer. You don't care. You don't matter. Your house gets stripped. Nobody cares. Your daughter gets raped. Nobody cares. Your husband gets murdered. Nobody cares. As long as they can eat, as long as they can steal, as long as they can get what they want for themselves. Yep. The municipalities are allegedly hamstrung by construction mafias who want a piece of major government contract from the Stanger Base Council. The general, what's this? The issues of Lindile Nkaka is an internal matter. Once it's finalized, I will brief the media, but I can assure you that by next week, KwaDukuza will have a new mayor. The NEC has finalized the interviews for mayoral candidates and made its recommendations that will be tabled by the Provincial Executive Committee. So the ANC has 29 councillors. The DA has 9. The Independent Alliance, 5. Action SA, 5. IFP, 4. EFF, 4. ACDP, 1. AIC, 1. And ATM, 1. So what's the total there? How many count? Why don't you just tell us how many counts? I got to add them up. 29, 38. 43, 48, 52, 56, 57, 58, 59. 59. 40. Oh, yes, the ANC is short one. They need one more. Well, they don't need DA. They'll get the EFF to help them out. DA Provincial Chairperson D. McPherson told News 24 the party is unlikely to support ANC on account of what happened in Tshwane. In the Capital Cities Council, ANC submitted a motion of no confidence, of course, against Celia's Brink and had him removed. McPherson said, well, they need our support, firstly, to get rid of her. The DA is not in the business of resolving the ANC's internal problems. Also, after their actions in Tshwane, we're even less inclined to assist them. They can't remove our mayor in Tshwane and expect us to help them remove theirs. They're not rooted in political reality. Yep. And Motolo from the ANC struck back and said, we don't care what the DA does. Their problem is they're very big-headed. No, you guys are asswipes. That's the problem, ANC. You're not legitimate governance. You're just grifters. Yes, Durban will be officially renamed Dirtbin. Look, it's all part of the heritage. We're restoring the heritage of South Africa. There was no settlement in Durban before the Europeans, the English, arrived there and settled it and traded with Shaka and got special favors. Shaka liked the white guys. Shaka loved the white guys. He treated them very well. Yeah, true story. They'd like to give the impression they were mistreated, but they were treated very well and largely left to their own devices. So, yeah, there was nothing there. So now we just return it to the bush and it becomes Dirtbin once again. So let's rename Durban Dirtbin. Good day, Prodigy. What else? Just here to post my like and back to work, says S-Bach. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, so there you go. Now, here's an interesting. What is Herman Mashab up to, man? What is he up to? I do not understand this. So Christopher Walker, not Christopher Walken, Christopher Walker, posted that tune in tomorrow. Our DA and DA Gauteng will be exposing the infection that is Panyazi Lesufi. Gauteng deserves better than him or his proxies like the EFF and Action SA. Rowan Oliver just subscribed. Well, thank you, Roland Olafia. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. That's a rarity on this channel. But yeah, DA to expose Premier Lesufi. And Herman Mashaba, his response, he says, the Our DA using apartheid tactics to divide and rule. Stratcom is in full swing, led by Helen Zilla. Unfortunately for them, this is 2024, not 1948. Really? Talk about dog whistling to racism. Give me a freaking break. To which I had the following to say. I said, where's it at? Did my response get deleted? Did my response? No, it's here. It is. Okay. And I said, divide and rule. So let me get this straight. If he's involved in corruption, we should all look the other way. If we do not go along with ignoring it, then this is apartheid. So if Panyazi Lesufi is involved in corruption and we ignore it, by the way, I have 12,500 posts on Twitter. I didn't realize I had that many. Wow. But if Panyazi Lesufi is involved in corruption, we're supposed to ignore it. Otherwise, we're architects of apartheid, Herman Shaba? What? Yeah, I think he's on fentanyl. What is going on? Anyway, this is Busisiwe Mkhwebane's Twitter page. I went here, and there's no letter. Last post is on the 13th, and she's not talking about resigning. Here she posts on the 9th. And there's nothing here about her resigning. That's her page. So I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what News 24 is talking about. Anyway. So turning attention to the States where the media are in full force. Bob Woodward, scumbag, bogus journalist, bogus author, has come out. And it's interesting how Bob Woodward only does books about Republican administrations. Never does anything exposing the corruption of the Obama administration or the Biden regime or Carter. Always focused on Nixon and Watergate, and then George Herbert Walker Bush and the Gulf War, and then George Walker Bush, and now Trump. His fascination with Republicans, claiming to be an objective journalist, is funny. But Bob Woodward comes out with a book by treasonous traitors to the Republic, saying things about President Trump. I will be doing a video about Donald Trump, a threat to democracy, on my original channel. I'm going to put that together, produce that hopefully this evening, and then it'll be available. We'll see. But meanwhile, the media comes out with this nonsense. So let me just recount the events of yesterday, or Sunday, when Donald Trump was, yesterday or Sunday? Anyway, Donald Trump was in Oak, Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia, and it was a town hall. And apparently all of the questions were pre-scripted. So they knew about the questions. I don't know if Trump knew, but they knew about the questions and the people are going to be asked. But the room, the hall that it was in apparently was very hot, not well ventilated, which is odd because it's October. It's cool here. Anyway, it's just above freezing. Temperature is just above freezing right now this morning. But anyway, so someone passed out and they called for a medic, so they had to stop the event. And then they got started again. Then someone else passed out and they were stopped, and it took a long time. So Trump said, hey, play some music. So Trump's up there dancing, he's swaying. And then Kamala Harris says that he's mentally unstable because he's dancing. And the media runs with the story. So here's my point. You're going to love this. I mean, what you talking about, Willis? Don't you know white men can't dance? They don't get any whiter than Donald Trump. White men can't dance. What you talking about? Why does that mean he's mentally unstable? We all know white men can't dance. What the hell are you talking about, man? There it is. Ronaldo gave me the link. Well, there you go. She says it's not real. That's fake news. Oh, that's 2 months ago? Yeah, that's August. Okay, well, she is leaving now. Yeah. But it's not on her Twitter account. So I asked the question. Ronaldo. And I said, if she is leaving, good riddance. Come on, man. What you said, man? Don't you know white man can't dance? I don't want to hear about any Calfoot Soki. I mean, seriously. There'll be some black dudes out here making videos now. What you talking about? With all due disrespect, President Obama, sit your duck ass down. Oh, God, that's so funny. I love it. I gotta play that. I gotta play that. I think it over. Sorry, that's so funny. Take me a moment to find here, folks, on the other channel at Real Chris Wyatt. Now, when I search for Real Chris Wyatt, it doesn't show me that video. It does show me my channel, but it shows something from a year ago and 6 days ago. It doesn't show the big video that just had 80,000 views on it. So let me jump ahead to that one. Hang on.
So we're coming.
Oh, that's Trump. Trump ad. We got to get through the Trump ad. Okay. But a lot of political ads. So it's a good time to have a good video because it's making a lot of coin. Oh, here we go. This is the best part. So Obama runs his mouth insulting black men. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay.
Say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
So I'm CJ Pearson, one of the young black men that President Obama yesterday tried to lecture into supporting Kamala Harris just because she, quote, looks like him.
I'm trying to figure out one thing. Who do the fuck Obama supposed to be?
Who the fuck?
Black Messiah? Talking about his message to all the black men. Why we not vote for Miss Harris?
Are you kidding me? Barack Obama. I didn't vote for you either time. I saw right through you back then.
President Obama, with all due disrespect, man, go sit your duck ass down. Like we can't see what the fuck just happened in the last 4 years and then the 4 years before that. Like our pockets and our account don't read the fucking different numbers.
Barack Obama and his Martha.
With all due disrespect, sit your duck ass down. Oh, I love it. Oh, boy. Barack Obama put his foot right in his mouth, man. It's almost like it's intentional. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Who brought Latin American dance to the fools? Where the toy was dancing. Professor Salad. Yeah, there you go. Dr. Word Salad. Anyway, so the New York Times, also known as New York Slimes, the dingy gray lady of journalism, says that Trump escalates threats to political opponents he deems the enemy. Never before has a presidential nominee openly suggested turning the military on Americans simply because they oppose his candidacy. With voting underway, Donald Trump has turned to dark vows of retribution. Well, folks, this is simply a lie. Joe Biden threatened the public with the military. Joe Biden threatened his political opponents. Joe Biden called for the assassination of Donald Trump just a year ago. Yet the New York Slimes, in an op-ed, lies. Never before as a president. No, Joe Biden has done it. He did it to Trump. Hey, Dan Bailey's in for Wyoming. How's it going, Dan? Bet you got snow out there. With 3 weeks left before the presidential election, former President Trump is pushing to the forefront of his campaign a menacing political threat that he would use the power of the presidency to crush those who disagree with him. So no president's ever done that before? In a Fox News interview, Trump framed Democrats as a pernicious enemy within. You know, they are. That would cause chaos on election day, and he speculated the National Guard might need to handle them election day. Well, Trump doesn't control the government, so he can speculate all he wants about the National Guard. By the way, if Donald Trump is such a threat to government, if Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this question. Why is there an election November 5th? Why was there a midterm in 2022? If Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, if he wants to rule as a fascist, totalitarian dictator, why are we having an election? Why did Donald Trump peacefully leave office in January 21, 2020? 2021. Why? If he's a threat to democracy, if he's a totalitarian wannabe, if he's a fascist, why did he obey all of the Sixth Circuit Court's rulings against his administration until they were overturned by the Supreme Court? If he's a fascist. That just doesn't make any sense. He said at his crowd at Oak, Pennsylvania, they're so bad and frankly, they're evil. They're evil. What they've done, they've weaponized their elections. They've done everything nobody thought was impossible. Yeah. True statement by Donald Trump. What is the New York Slime's problem? What is their problem? Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal accurately reports that Harris is sharpening her fangs, her attacks on Donald Trump. Yep. Vice President tells her campaign to use more of the Republicans' words against him. Democrats are struggling to figure out how to take on Trump. When Vice President Harris walked off the stage at a rally in Erie, which included a video compilation of Donald Trump's recent comments about the enemy from within, she told her campaign staff that she wanted to keep using the former president's own words against him. Well, we should use her words. We should use her words against her. And the lies she told about Christopher Columbus and about this republic and history with her racial hatred in 2019. We should use Joe Biden's words when he threatened President Trump with assassination and said someone should take him out. When he physically threatened him, I'd like to punch him in the face. Seriously? This is their focus? $2 trillion of debt in this year's budget? $2 trillion. Not a billion, not 100 billion, not 1 trillion, but $2 trillion in deficit spending. Drones flying over Langley Air Force Base, where the F-22 Raptors are based, a secret classified aircraft. Fort Monroe nearby. Norfolk, our largest naval base, right down the road from there. An army of drones. It didn't just appear one day and disappeared. 17 consecutive days covered up by the corrupt regime of Biden-Harris. The Justice Department is suing the state of Virginia for removing ineligible people from the voting rolls. The state of Virginia is removing non-citizens from voting rolls because they're not eligible to vote. And the Department of Justice is suing Virginia to stop that. Who in their right mind has a problem with that? Should Tajiks be allowed to vote in our election? Should Armenians? Should Thais from Bangkok? Oh, hey, I'm in Bangkok. Let me go online and vote. Why in the world would the Department of Justice file a lawsuit to prevent Virginia from moving people who are ineligible? Convicted felons, pedos, murderers, rapists, embezzlers, foreign nationals, not eligible to vote. And they're removing them from the rolls because that's what the law says. Virginia is going through with a law passed by a Democratic governor years ago. The Democratic governor passed this law. He signed it into legislation. And years later, when Republicans are on the verge of retaking the state and at the national level, the House, the Senate, and the presidency, now they want to do this. They want to, well, this law's a problem. Well, it wasn't a problem when Democrats passed it. We didn't have a problem with it. You didn't have a problem with it. But now that your criminal alien invasion of America will not stand, you're doing everything in your repulsive demon rat system to fight it through the courts and illegally through executive orders. Shame on these people. Absolute shame. They're a disgrace to humanity. An absolute disgrace. The Washington Post with a ludicrous story about tariffs. They misreport. By the way, Donald Trump, I saw last night his appearance before Bloomberg. This coward, Kamala Harris, never, where'd she go? She goes and talks on Charlemagne the God. and Call Me Daddy podcast, where fellatio is the order of the day. This is where she speaks. Donald Trump has the courage to go before the Black Journalists Association. I don't know why there's a Black Journalists Association. Sounds pretty exclusive and racist to me. Segregationist. Why in the world we try to have a country of inclusion and you talk about diversity and you isolate yourselves and no one else invited to the party? If we had a whites-only country club, you'd lose your minds. But you're going to have a blacks-only journalists association. How about a whites-only journalists association? How about we make a Benidorm series on Black Americans going to spring break every year, acting like fools, or Mardi Gras, jumping up in cars and exposing their obese bodies? I'll bet that would fly real well. Not. That'd be racist, wouldn't it? But we could do that with white folks. We can make fools of white folks with a British series that was on for 9 years or 11 years. Benidorm. Oh, let's go to Alicante. Look at the fat white people acting like fools. So they make this thing. And they distort everything Donald Trump says. Trump goes before Bloomberg, has a real conversation. He goes before the Black Journalist, has a real conversation. Kamala Harris goes on Charlemagne the God and can't even answer his questions. She goes on oral sex podcast, Call Me Daddy. That's what she does. Unbelievable. So they're attacking him for this. This is the Washington Post. Look, folks, I'm a subject matter expert on many things. But the so-called experts with their PhDs and all of their connections, most of them are full of it. And they've all been proven wrong. They lied about the tax cuts. Oh, Bush's tax cuts drove the deficit. No. Lie. Bush's tax cuts increased the revenue to the government at a record level. Unfortunately, you morons continued spending. Trump's tax cuts brought record amounts of income tax revenue into the federal government. The deficits were large because you idiots kept spending. Republicans cut taxes and destroy the economy. No, Republicans cut taxes and restore the economy. And it takes time, and then you take credit for it. You defraud Trump in 2020, he's out of office, then you take credit for his recovery. Never knew that Kamala Harris had an affair with a man 31 years older than her when she was 29. Oh, yeah. No. She opened her legs and ruined the marriage of Willie Brown's wife and kids, destroyed their lives. Openly did it, flaunted it. Out there, slobbing on his knob, dropping down, spreading. She did it for years. She's a total fraud. Anyway, look at this Washington Post nonsense today. Off the charts. How Trump tariffs would shock U.S. and world economies. If implemented, former president's tariff plans would lead to higher costs, stock market volatility, and feuds with the rest of the world. Former President Trump is campaigning the most significant increase in tariffs in close to a century, preparing an attack on the international trade order that is likely to raise prices, hurt the stock market, and spark economic feuds with much of the world. Trump's trade plans, a staple of his stump speeches, have fluctuated, but he consistently calls for steep duties on discourage imports and promote domestic production. The former president has floated automatic tariffs of 10% to 20% on every U.S. trading partner, 60% on levies of goods from China, and rates as high as 100 to 200% on other circumstances. So this is what the Washington Post is reporting on. Chinese ban our vehicles from going into China or impose multiple factors of tariffs on them, far in excess of the value of things like Cadillacs, forcing us to do domestic production in China, costing us American jobs. So then we're supposed to allow Chinese cars to come in without duties and compete with American cars using their system? No. Unbelievable. And that's what they do. They lie. They're just liars. Roger Rabbit. Blue Peter. People still talk about Blue Peter. Anyway, folks. Garrett says the Australian bookies have Donald at 125 to Kamala at 237, 2-1 for Donald to win. Always check the bookies. Yeah, no, I've said electoral landslide. It is hilarious to see them just everything they try. There's not a single mainstream media talking about the mental acuity of Kamala Harris, who can't communicate unless she can read a teleprompter. She used teleprompter at a town hall. they tried to hide it. But it got caught on film. And it was exposed. She needs a teleprompter to have a conversation with people asking her questions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is the dumbest woman in the country. And that says something. We got a lot of dumb people in this country. Oh, dear God. Listen, a lot of people are like, so what are you going to talk about if Trump wins? Well, we'll have plenty to talk about. I firmly believe that the Dems are going to steal the election, says Cameron. Well, I can't make any predictions on that. But, yeah. Anyway. But I blame Republicans. The Republican Party is feckless. It's useless. It's incompetent. It's had this Ronna McDaniel character at the top of the party for such a long time. She ruined it. She has special earrings to communicate. Yeah, she does. She does, I'm sure. Hey, by the way, I want to show you this, guys, before I wrap up. So I got a bit of a sweet tooth. Some of you know that. I love sweets. I love candy. Now, this is a rather disgusting candy treat that is from my youth. And they still sell this crap. And I bought a box because I'm going to try it. It's called Fun Dip. Some of you might know this, but most of you who are not Americans don't know it. But Fun Dip, these are little packets of sugar, flavored sugar, and there's a stick inside it, and you dip it in there. So, Fun Dip. Let me open this up. I got it for Halloween. So pull out one of the packets. Now these are like, a quarter of the size they used to be, but this is a Halloween package, so that's why they don't make them big. Anyway, so in here is a little hard piece of candy on one side. It's not the easiest to figure out how to tear it open, but let's tear it open. Okay, and pull it out. So it's like a little medical stick. So there you go. It's Lick-a-Sticks Fun Dip. And the company is Lick-a-Made. So, all right. So inside, you lick it. You stick it in there. You pull it out. Oh, so tasty. The things they give us. Well, don't give us, the things they put in front of us. Anyway, alrighty, folks. I'm going to need to wrap it up here. Jonathan DT doesn't like Trump anymore. Why don't you like Trump anymore, Jonathan? Please share that before we leave. Let me enjoy a little more of my Fun Dip while you tell us why you don't like Donald Trump anymore. But you know what you get out of it? You get a colored tongue. And it says as a kid we had sweets like that. Well, Halloween's just around the corner. My neighbors moved in a few months back. They've got 3 little kids. An infant was born. It's just your opinion. Well, Jonathan, I know it's your opinion. I was asking you why. You don't have a reason for it? I guess it's good you're not a U.S. voter, because if you give up just because you don't like him, I don't like Trump. I'm voting for him. So I got 3 little kids. One's not really talking yet. And I got the daughter. She's hilarious. She's a chatterbox. And she asked me yesterday, because I came home and the mother was out with the kids in the driveway, riding their little cycles around and playing. And she said, "Are you going to have Halloween candy?" I said, "Are you going to come over?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Then we'll have Halloween candy." Okay, cool beans. All right, folks, all that sugar can't be good for your teeth. Well, not if you brush them, Dylan. You just brush your... These are all my teeth. No dental implants. No dental implants. All my teeth. Now, your opinion does matter, Jonathan. Your opinion matters. I care about it. Opinions do matter. They do matter. Matthew Dixon's here. Such an early podcast. Well, we do them like this frequently, Matthew. You got to keep up, It's the Sunrise Edition. Did you check out the banner? All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Be sure to hit the like button. Thanks for being here. Y'all take care, and we'll see you later. All right? We'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Cheers. I'll be on later today if I'm able to, from the bench, the picnic table. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.